As Roy Bennett quoted, we learn something valuable from all the significant events that we have experienced and from all the people that we have encountered. However, we never truly touch our own potentials, not until we challenge ourselves to go beyond the imposed limitations. Good day, ladies and gentlemen. We are the Group 3A of PSN 3B, and we will be presenting to you our research study titled Common Virtual Platforms Used for Online Distance Learning Among LaSalle Nursing Students. The presenters are John Michael Humalasa, Catherine Brel Jordan, Veronica Humayaw, Nicole Nadine Lagtapon, Rodela Lamela, and Ariana Dominic Malihan, and we are from the University of St. LaSalle College of Nursing. The COVID-19 pandemic resulted to the closure of schools worldwide and led to a global demand for online education that revalidated the need for adoption and deployment of cutting-edge technologies in education. Thus, it aims the reinforcement of the educational expertise involving the participation of both the learners and the educators. This study sought to determine the common virtual platforms used for online distance learning among nursing students by determining the answers from the questions. What is the profile of the participants according to their age, sex, place of residence, type of connectivity, and tool used for learning? What are the commonly used virtual platforms used for online distance learning? What problems do the participants experience with the common virtual platforms used for online distance learning? And is there a significant relationship between the commonly used virtual platforms according to the profile of the participants? This research study may be beneficial to the academic institutions, as this will serve as a basis in the frontmost virtual platform that foster quality and continuity of learning. This would also benefit the College of Nursing administrators, as they may oversee what should be emphasized in the school curriculum, to which of it may be the best use of these platforms to improve the students' performance during distance learning. This would also benefit the Students' Affairs Office, that they may be able to be aware of what to integrate and require the students depending on the best option and alternative for virtual platform medium for distance learning. This may be also a benefit to the nursing students, as this will improve the students' capability in learning and performance with online education at home. And lastly, for the future researchers, as this study may help them to uncover critical areas that the researchers were not able to determine.
For the theoretical and conceptual framework, this study will be anchored on Roy adaptation models by Sister Callista Roy and theory anchored design and activity models by John Bransford, and utilizes a framework to examine the use of common virtual platforms in the context of online education. This study emphasized the common virtual platforms used for online distance learning among nursing students that served as a powerful instrument to bridge the gap of fostering continuity in online distance learning. The effectiveness of virtual platforms in online learning education show the flexibility in terms of technical skills, literacy, and adaptability of nursing students and identify the challenges faced by them. For the schematic diagram of the theoretical and conceptual framework, this study will be anchored on Roy adaptation model by Sister Callista Roy and theory-anchored design and activity models by John Bransford. This will be connected to the USLS third-year nursing students profile, which consists of age, sex, place of residence, possible multiple connections, and tool used for learning as the independent variable. And this will also be linked to the common virtual platforms used for online distance learning among nursing students as the dependent variable. For the hypothesis statement, there is no significant relationship between the commonly used virtual platforms and participants' age, sex, and place of residence. Meanwhile, there is a significant relationship between the commonly used virtual platforms and participants' possible multiple connections and tool used for learning.
For the research design, a descriptive quantitative approach was utilized to collect quantifiable information for statistical analysis of the population sample. It allowed researchers to collect and describe the demographic segment's nature. For the participants, stratified random sampling technique was utilized. The sample size of 124 third-year nursing students of University of St. LaSalle was determined using Sloven's formula. 31 participants had participated from BN3A, BN3B, BN3C, and BN3D. For the instruments, researcher-made survey questionnaire was utilized. The questionnaire was subdivided into 3 parts: demographic profile, common virtual platforms, and problems experienced by the participants. Goodenskate's validity test from a pool of experts from Information Technology Department was used to ensure the validity of the questionnaire. Validity results garnered a total mean of 3.87 that yields interpretation of very good.
Data gathering procedure. First, survey questionnaires were used as a guide to answer the most common virtual platform used for online distance learning. Second, ask permission from the Dean of the College of Nursing and the Mayor of the third-year nursing students for the survey via messenger or email. Third, approximate of 31 or a range of 20 to 30 participants responded to the researcher-made questionnaire. Fourth, participants' informed consent contributed to the study. Fifth, Google Form link was deployed to the participants for them to accomplish the queries. And lastly, researchers constructed tables accordingly with descriptive interpretations and analyzed the survey response through frequency in percentages and chi-square tests. For the statistical treatment, the researchers' data was encompassed of nominal data within the study. The questionnaire utilized was in the form of a checklist. A reliability test was not applicable for the study. Frequency and percentages and chi-square test.
For the results and discussion, Figure 1 shows the profile of 124 participants with the highest percentages breakdown of participants ages below 22 years old with 86.3%, participants are female with 70.2%, participants reside in urban areas with 78.2%, participants use wireless connection with 25.8%, and lastly, participants use tablet as a tool used for learning with 52.4%. For the figure 2, it shows the commonly used virtual platforms used for online distance learning with a very large number of participants are using Zoom, with 62.1% as a virtual platform for online distance learning. For the figure 3, it shows the common problems experienced by the participants on the virtual platforms used for online distance learning with the highest percentage of 90.32 have unstable internet connection. Next, Figure 4 shows the relationship between the commonly used virtual platforms and participants' profile. With utilizing the chi-square test of association, common virtual platforms have significant relationship with the participants' possible multiple connection and tool used for learning at 0.05 level of significance. For the conclusion, researchers acquire feasible outcomes based on the responses gathered, grounded on the data collected for the participants' profile. Below 22 years old appeared highest in the survey. Based on the study, female communicated more, have a larger social presence, and more satisfied with the online courses. Participants in urban areas appear to mark online learning as more useful. Wireless connection became the most favorable type of connectivity. And lastly, tablet appeared as the most accessible tool used for learning. As a virtual platform for online distance learning, Zoom was to be utilized. Moreover, unstable internet connection was found to be prevalent concern out of 124 participants. For the variables, age, sex, and place of residence has no significant relationship, and variables type of connectivity and tool used for learning has a significant relationship with the common virtual platforms.
For the recommendation, it is recommended the College of Nursing at the University of St. LaSalle conduct a comprehensive training and workshop for both students and faculty on different platforms that are suitable for their academic needs, as well as to prepare nursing faculty and staff in times of crisis. This will help them become more familiar with common interactive platforms used in online distance learning, such as Canvas or Zoom. To address the issues of power outages and a weak internet connection, it is suggested that the institution's administration provide instructors and students with a broadband or pocket wireless internet connection that they can use at any time, especially during communication challenges that they can face in synchronous classes. It is also highly recommended that this administration subscribe to an unlimited Zoom application for teachers and staff, as most of them are still using the limited time Zoom. The third issue is the participants' technological difficulties in using common virtual platforms for online distance learning. It is suggested that clinical instructors consider supplying students with offline video, audio, and sophisticated graphics. Utilization. The findings of the study will be communicated to the USLS administration, the College of Nursing Administrators, and the Student Affairs Office. Following the completion of the study, a copy will be endorsed to the College of Nursing Department Chair, College of Nursing Council, and USLS Student Affairs Office to facilitate and aid participants struggling and improve online resources and platforms. The data will also be available to help academic institutions in assisting student nurses in overcoming obstacles and improve their learning and success through online distant learning.
Before we end this presentation, we would like to acknowledge the following. Firstly, to God for making this research study possible. This research paper is of hard work, and we proudly offer this to you and for your greater glory. To our College Nursing Dean, Dean Ivy G. Adamni, for your support and willingness to permit the conduct of this research study. To our esteemed panel members, for the time and wisdom imparted towards cultivating the research paper. To our nursing research professors 1 and 2, Dr. Sheila Trajera and Ms. Sarah Jane Rosales, for guiding us all throughout the research study. To our statistician, Francis Berneza, whose statistical expertise was invaluable during the analysis and interpretation of the data that has been collected. And lastly, to each member of the group for their full cooperation in crafting the study. Thank you.